Hi, I'm Giselle Aguiar. My company is AZ Social Media Witch, which I started in 2011, but I've been doing internet marketing since 1995. Before that, I started my career out in retailing in the 70s. 10 years later, switched to the hospitality industry. And I also spent many years in print publishing and advertising before focusing on digital marketing. Today, I'll cover everything from the e-commerce and retail outlook for 2022 to tips on getting noticed in a very competitive world. Mostly what you need to start thinking about now so you're ready when the shopping season hits full force. Okay, so this is a meeting, so please remain muted until the end of the presentation. I'll open up for questions. Everyone will get a copy of the PDF, and the video will be available on my YouTube channel in a few days. All right, so e-commerce outlook. Well, we know what happened with the pandemic, that everybody just flocked to e-commerce. So I call it, it's not an e-commerce bubble that's bursting. It's more like a balloon that's losing air. So it's not going totally empty, but e-commerce is not as robust this year as it was in the past 2 years during the pandemic. So you really can't compare the COVID rush to e-commerce today. Figure they will go back to maybe pre-COVID levels. You know, we don't know. But people are going back to shopping at brick and mortar retail stores. You know, people miss that. They want to touch the merchandise. They want to, they want to try it. They want to smell the perfume. You know, so the people are going back to the malls or back to the retail stores. And then, of course, we've got inflation and recession in here too. So that all affects the holiday buying season. And what happens is there's more e-commerce competition. So obviously, since many businesses went digital, and I'll talk about how to beat your competition, e-commerce will account for 20% of global retail sales by the end of 2022, up only 10% from 5 years ago. So in other words, the e-commerce space is becoming more crowded. And then with inflation and recession, people are very price conscious. So they'll also weigh service, convenience, and trustworthiness into choosing who they buy from. Now, this doesn't mean you have to give up. It only means that you need to prepare and strategize and be ready. Okay, well, Google, you know, still owns search, but it's interesting that every time I pull these statistics, Google's losing a percentage point. Okay, so this one here, this is August of 2021. So this is a year ago, and this is today. This was July. Okay, so they basically lost a percentage point to Bing. All right. Yahoo uses Bing's algorithm, and DuckDuckGo, which helps searchers stay private to a point, uses Google's. So basically, you still have to if you play by Google's rules, the other search engines will find you. So Google's goal is to give the searcher exactly what they're searching for. Google wants fresh, relevant content written for the human reader in natural language. And that just gives you search engine optimization. And search has also gotten smarter. So it now figures out the context behind the intent behind a search term, or it tries to. So that's why you see people also searched for. So it's anticipating what else you might be interested in. And you see that in e-commerce sites like Amazon. Okay, so you need to think like the searcher. What are they going to enter into the search box to find you? Box in my way. All right. That's still in my way. Okay. All right. Too many little boxes all over the place. The consumer's in control. So what are they going to enter into the search box to find you? So what comes up in search? So what are they searching for? How will they find you? What comes up in search when they enter what you're selling? Okay. So you have your website, which this really helps with impulse buyers. Okay, so there's going to be people that are they're going to see what they want, they like the price, and they go and they buy it. Okay, they want it and they buy it. Those are impulse buyers. But then there's people that, you know, that might want to do a little checking and shopping before they buy. And that's where your content comes in. So that's blog videos and pictures. promotional pictures, educational videos. Okay, so and then social media is where you promote the your products, your content, whatever, whatever it is, you share it over on social media. So you need to put yourself in their shoes. And in the holiday season, you need to think of the gift giver, not the end user. So if someone has a specific gift in mind for someone, they're going to search for it until they find it. Then people buy from whom they know and trust. So all this effort is to build trust and credibility, and that's huge right now. Furthermore, we know in today's world, a reputation can be lost in seconds. All you need is one unhappy customer with a few thousand friends, and you've got an image problem to solve. Credibility is the most important aspect of your business that you can build. So how do you do that? So you participate, you're being active in the social networks. You're going to create social proof. Those are reviews, comments, recommendations of how many followers and likes do you have to your page, posting relevant posts. Okay. And your website should be honest and transparent. Transparency is key, especially if you want return customers. Full disclosures, promises made, promises kept, especially when it comes to fulfillment, shipping, cost, returns, everything. All that has to be determined and configured ahead of time. Also respond quickly to bad reviews and comments. You have to be alert. So before you start anything, who is your target market niche? And I mean, I say this in every single webinar and in every single presentation that I do. Who are you trying to reach? And you can have more than one target audience, but now you need to think also of the gift giver, again, not the end user. So if you sell women's jewelry, your target market is now the husband, boyfriend, or father, okay? So once you've defined your gift giver, learn as much as you can about your target market, okay? So you probably know a lot about your end user, but what about the gift giver? So which social networks do they frequent the most? The networks have changed. So Pinterest is about 60 to 70% women, but that doesn't mean that men don't use it. Okay. So you got that 30 to 40% men that are on Pinterest. What devices do they prefer? Some marketing experts still tout mobile, but since more people are at home, they're using desktop and laptop computers rather than phones to shop. Also, if you're trying to reach an older audience, usually I put the age bracket like at 45 and up, they prefer to research on a computer, desktop, laptop, rather than a mobile device. Mobile devices come in when there's like an urgency kind of thing for them, but under 45, definitely on a mobile device. So what are their buying habits? Again, you're going to have your impulse buyers. You're going to have your people that are going to research and check everything and look for reviews and, what's in the products and, they want to learn everything about it before they make a buying decision. Then you got to look at your industry's economic outlook. Okay. And now this, again, the pandemic just put everything on its ear as to what economic outlooks mean these days. But there's certain products that people still need, if you live in a dry climate, you need cream, you need lotions. Okay. So that's still a necessity. So there's still the needs out there. So in fact, that's where demographic and local information comes in. So that's one thing you need to understand. So if you're trying to reach a specific type of audience, okay, what geographic areas do you want to focus on? Then of course there's inventory, shipping, and fulfillment. You can't market what you don't have. Okay, so the most frustrating thing for a shopper is to see that a product they want is sold out or on back order, and there is no definitive date as to when it will be in stock. So they're thinking, I need this gift by a certain time. Well, I get it in time. Researchers, suppliers, shippers, shipping costs, which all have gone up, trickles down to the consumer, to what you're going to charge for your product or service. And when delivery times are too long, almost half consumers will shop elsewhere. And then we have security. So if a shopper doesn't think your website is secure, they will go elsewhere. All right, so you've got paid advertising versus organic marketing. Okay, so paid advertising is you can have Google Ads, which is pay-per-click. So you give Google a budget, like let's say $100, and how long your ad's going to run. So every time somebody clicks on your ad, not just when somebody looks at it, that's an impression. So you'll see that somebody saw the ad, it passed in front of them, but you want the click when they click into your website. So that's when they charge you. So you have pay-per-click, and you bid. Certain keywords cost more than others. I'm working with a client right now, and I see some of his keywords are like $12 a click. You know, so you can't have $100 budget, because in 10 clicks, you're going to use up your budget, you know, so that has to go with popularity and competition, all, you know, in judging what the price of pay-per-click, how pay-per-click works. Then you've got social media, what kind of works the same way. It's a pay-per-click thing, but you're also paying for the number of people in your audience. Then there's also advertisements on sites your target frequents. Okay, so there's tons of mom bloggers out there. I've worked with clients that's their target, and I can't believe how many mom bloggers there are out there. So if you want to reach, you know, parents or, you know, with children, that's a great place to connect with these people. And a lot of them have huge subscriber base and follower base. So, and they offer advertising on their sites. So that could be another option. Then we have organic or non-paid. So here's where content marketing comes in, and that could be blogs, videos, podcasts, images. Okay, so that all contributes to search engine optimization, or SEO. And then actively posting on social media, and also email marketing, which most email marketing programs, you can start for free up to a certain amount of contacts, and also what you want to do in marketing automation. Now, I specialize in organic content and SEO marketing, and with some sweat equity, you can do this effectively and get results if you're strapped for cash. Okay, but I will talk a little bit more about paid advertising in the end, because sometimes you're in a highly competitive field or industry, and you're going to have to do some paid advertising. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. The next question is what makes you unique? Okay, what's your USP? That's your unique selling proposition. Okay, what makes you different from everyone else? Okay, and that's really important. You need to define that before you even start putting out your marketing message. Then you thinking of the searcher. Now the searcher is, he or she is thinking, how can you help me? What's in it for me? Can you alleviate my pain points? Sometimes they're literal pain points. Sometimes they're just problems. So they have a problem, you have a solution. Okay, so so that's what you have to focus on, the benefits to the searcher in the products you have. All right, and we can't talk about anything retail without talking about supply chain issues, which this all started with COVID. And there's still problems out there. So you need to think about, and it comes down to, you can't market what you don't have. Okay, so check your suppliers. Where are your products and or materials coming from? For example, right now, China is still having issues due to the pandemic and everything else that's going on. So that's something you want to think about. Now, the answer to that is to source locally, or at least from Mexico or Canada. So otherwise it doesn't have to be shipped in, because when you look at it, ocean shipping is the slowest, even though their reliability has improved. You know, so obviously air freight, air cargo is the quickest, besides, you know, truck and rail, but that is more expensive. Okay, so that's one of the things. So you want to be sure that your brand doesn't earn a reputation for over promising and under delivering by being transparent with your customers. If shipping times are delayed, and people understand that that is a problem, so make sure to communicate that with your customers. Okay, so you don't want to think about this like 2 weeks before Christmas, and they're like, oh my God, they're on back order and I don't know if I'm going to get them in time, so you're going to have to, figure out, to keep your customers happy. And doing in my research, I just found some interesting little news bites out there with all this, with everything that's going on. The demand for alcoholic beverages has fallen. Like, go figure. Okay, probably because it's not a necessity as gas or food, so unless you can put some rum in the car to make it go, it's not going to help you with gas so expensive and with food so expensive, so the necessary items are still there. Shopify saw a net loss of 1.2 billion in Q2 after betting that e-commerce spending would leap ahead of physical retail for the long haul. See, they were thinking that the boom that they had because of COVID and still in 2021, that it would keep going, but it hasn't. And the inflation and recession has not helped that. Okay, had the situation been different, I got somebody in the waiting room. Gwen is in the waiting room. Okay. Hi, Gwen, welcome. Yes, we're started already, but I'm recording, so you're going to get this. You're going to get it in as a video this afternoon. So anything you've missed, we've covered. So I've got you on mute because this is a meeting, so I can unmute you later. But thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're talking about interesting news bites here at the moment. Okay, Amazon. Okay, if you want to sell on Amazon, this is another problem. Okay, Amazon announces first peak season fee for its fulfillment services. Okay, so Amazon previously absorbed the higher cost of holiday shipping, but added that seasonal expenses have reached new heights. Okay, so I think shoppers already understand that things are more expensive, but that also means that people are going to shop for the best price, the best value, and the best customer service and convenience. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. Next, competition. So before you start publishing anything, you need to do a little research on your competition. So what are your competitors doing online? Who are you up against? How many followers do they have? How often are they blogging and posting? Are they doing paid ads? Where do they come up in Google search compared to you for major keywords and phrases? So when you do a Google search for like one of the products you sell or one of the services you offer, look at the bottom 3 on the results page. Okay, now if on a desktop, you're going to still see result pages with, go to the next page kind of thing. But if you're on a mobile device, you'll see what's called continuous scrolling. So that's no more pages. And so you want to look for whoever is in the 10th or 11th spot under the paid advertising and under people like Amazon. And then see what they're doing. You can go to their website, see what they're doing. So if they're not doing everything, that is blogging, being active in social media, you can knock them off by just doing more than what they're doing. A lot of people, and I've talked to a few, I've been mentoring a few people here, and I've looked at their websites, and it's like because you're new and these people have been around for a while, they've got what's called authority, and that builds up because they've got text on their websites that are exactly what people are searching for. However, it's outdated because they haven't blogged in over 2 months, or I found one that I haven't blogged in since 2019. So when you start blogging and adding content that's fresher, your content's going to come above them. Okay, and you're going to start bumping them down. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of work up front, but it works. This is how it works. So Google, again, wants the freshest, most relevant content for the search terms. Okay, so so what you want to do is, so if you want to start blogging at least 2 to 3 times a week for 2 weeks, and then one to twice a week as you keep going to keep the momentum going. And then be aware too that you're not just competing against your direct competition, you're competing for your target audience's attention among a lot of other content out there. There is a lot of noise out there, so you need to stand out among the crowd. Another thing to watch, to research, are what hashtags does your competition use when they do post on social media. So look for the generic ones that also apply to you. Also look into how they're shipping. What are their special offers? Do you see their ads already? And all in all, it's know your competition and know yourself. Okay. The SWOT analysis. Now, every business should do this, okay? And the SCORE has a really nice worksheet. There's a link in the PDF. Everyone's going to get the PDF of my slides with my notes in there to help you, ask yourself these questions. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths are obvious, that's like your unique selling proposition in there. So it says what makes you different. Weaknesses. Okay, weaknesses could be like, okay, I work by myself, so I've got to do everything. Okay. And then opportunities are your buying opportunities. Okay, so what you have holidays coming up, you see an opportunity to sell your products to interested parties. Threats are competition. Okay, who are you up against? Okay, and other things like the supply chain problem that falls under threats, or it could be a weakness too. Okay, because you depend on getting merchandise in a certain, or getting raw materials too, falls in there too, for a certain time you need them. Okay, so and then you got to work on just getting over these weaknesses and dealing with the threats and the competition. Okay, set some SMART goals. Okay, so be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So an example of a SMART goal is getting 100 Instagram followers in 30 days. Now, getting 1,000 followers in 1 month isn't really attainable unless you're working with a celebrity. Another goal would be setting a sales goal by a specific amount by the end of the year. Okay, so you want to make this much money by the end of the holiday sales season. So look at your website analytics. Okay, if you're new, you can't really do this, but you can set some goals. Based on, you can set, okay, this is how much I want to make by the end of the year. So that means I need to get X number of people visiting my website. Usually the conversion rate, which means people actually buying something, is like 2 to 5%. So if you want to, you have your numeric goal of how much money you want to make. So it says, okay, so I need, these many customers buying this much product at this price, or this amount of their sale, to be able to do this. So that gives you an idea of how many conversions you need to get. Now, figuring a 2 to 5% conversion rate, then you need a lot of people visiting your website. Okay, so, and that'll give you a monetary, a numeric value to reach this. So obviously the selling season starts like at the end of September. Well, this year it's not as crazy as the COVID year was. So figure that really, the traditional holiday selling season starts in November. Okay, right after Halloween. And so, but people start seeing Christmas stuff in the stores, even if Halloween hasn't passed yet, because they need to get the stuff up. They need to make room for it. And you'll see, on the day after Halloween, all the Halloween stuff is at half price to get rid of it, so they make room for the holiday stuff. So you figure you got a good just about 2 months to really sell, but you want to be prepared for that. So that's one of the things. We'll talk about timing in a little bit. Then, which network should you be on in social media? So reaching your target and competition, everything that you need to do. So now's the time to look at social media. So for B2C, it's Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest as your primary networks. But don't forget that LinkedIn and Twitter users are consumers too, and they're a little bit more sophisticated. And of course, you've got the younger generation on Snapchat, and everyone's on YouTube. So besides those, you have new ones, and I'll cover some of those. I was actually talking to a guy yesterday who can't really do much stuff on Facebook because Facebook is going to block him, and I'll tell you why. So the major networks. So when I first moved to Arizona 17 years ago, over 17 years, it's going to be 18 years in February. Wow. My first job was selling cars. So, but then when I started my business and I started doing, seminars on how to get, about social media, and I couldn't get people to grasp how the networks were different, that each had its own culture and audience, and so I figured, well, they all drive differently. Okay. So Twitter's the sports car. It's fast, it's newsy, it's life in 280 characters or less. And yes, it's gotten very political, but don't write it off yet. Okay. So if you catch, like I said, the mom bloggers are on Twitter, there's still, you still have, that's part of your research. You have to find out. So if your target audience is on Twitter, then you need to use Twitter. Plus Twitter, and I'll talk in more detail about most of these. LinkedIn is the luxury sedan. Okay, so this is professional, classy, no fooling around. You may think it's more B2B, and it kind of is, but LinkedIn users are sophisticated users. Pinterest is the minivan. Okay, it's 60 to 70% women, half of them have kids. Then you've got YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat are like a convertible. They're media channels to get exposure. People who drive convertibles are hip and want to be seen. And Facebook is the crossover. So they are about 60% business to consumer, B2C, and 40% business to business. Then you have the new kids on the block. And like I said yesterday, I was speaking with a gentleman, and he is in the firearms field and industry. Okay, so right there, he's going to have a problem on Instagram, even on Pinterest. Okay, so he's got to go where the conservative voices have fled to. And that's what started this. So the conservative voices got tired of shadow banning, which is Facebook and Twitter and YouTube reducing their reach, reducing the number of people that have liked their stuff, even just shutting down accounts, all because the network didn't like what they were posting. So Parler and Getter are similar to Twitter, but you're not limited to 280 characters. Parler gives you 1,000 and Getter gives you 777. Okay, Rumble is the free speech equivalent to YouTube. So the problem is that YouTube has been around for so long. It's the second largest search engine, and it's owned by Google. So if you haven't had a problem on YouTube, then stay there. Okay, but it wouldn't hurt to set up an account on Rumble and upload videos there too. Okay, they've just become very popular. They've been around for a couple of years now, and so they're picking up. Now, Frank is Mike Lindell's network. Okay, he's the My Pillow guy. Truth Social is Donald Trump's new network. And Gab is more like Facebook with groups that you can join to start networking with potential customers. Okay, so again, these are other places, where you can market to people. They're new. And they're not Facebook with their 2 billion users, at least not yet. However, they're growing quickly, and getting on these platforms on the ground floor does have its benefits. Okay, you get more visibility from serious users. And there's not much data on them yet. But my advice is once you have presence established on the main ones, then try these new ones. Okay. Okay, I'll get to that. Okay, get to that one later. All right. So let's go through these. So Facebook is still the largest social network, almost 2 billion users, 1 billion active users log on daily. And it's where the people are. So Facebook obviously is very competitive with all the other social networks. So they're, again, constantly changing. So here's the latest on Facebook. So Facebook started rolling out, and that means that not everybody sees the same changes at the same time. What they call a new feed tab that will be different from the home tab. Okay, so I'll try to explain what this means. So home will contain the posts that you see when you open Facebook. Okay, so this is how they judge by what you've liked and who you posts you've commented on and posts you've stopped at, to decide what you want to see first. Okay. But then the new feed tab is where you'll see posts from your friends and businesses that you follow, so you can get specific on that. So the revised home tab will turn Facebook into a discovery engine. So before, you saw posts from friends and pages that you liked first. With this new change, you'll see content from pages that you've never engaged with. Now, you really see this in Instagram a lot. Okay, so, I like a panda video, and then all of a sudden I started seeing pandas all over the place. And one of my clients does security cameras, and so I've been researching that, and all of a sudden I'm starting to see security cameras everywhere. So this update isn't taking anything away, but it's adding posts from pages that you may find interesting. Okay, so and Facebook wants to also focus more on videos. They want to be like TikTok. So, and I'll talk about TikTok in a minute. So you have pre-recorded videos and live videos, but you want to upload the videos directly into Facebook. So not just upload them to YouTube and then share the link. No, you want to upload it directly into Facebook. Okay, so Facebook, those are called native videos, and Facebook will give you more visibility with that. Okay, so then you've got shorts and stories. Okay, so like shorts already work if you do, stories already work from Instagram, and you can automatically share it over to your Facebook page if you have your Instagram account connected to your Facebook page. Now, I did an Instagram class last week. It is available on my YouTube channel. It's going to be on my website later today, and it'll be in my newsletter on Saturday too. So it goes into more detail on all this shorts and stories stuff. So these are vertical videos. Okay, so the shorts are they're shorts on YouTube. They're reels on Instagram, and they're coming to Facebook too. But Facebook is working on their algorithm with this. Okay, so but if you have a local brick and mortar location, encourage your customers to check in. Offer to take a picture of them with their phone and make sure they tag your business. Okay, and then now Facebook is promoting that you can upload reels. So reels are shorter, just shorter videos under 30 seconds. And I also on Instagram, no, is it Facebook or Instagram? Instagram. If you upload a video that's under 15 seconds into a regular Instagram post, Instagram will automatically make it into a reel, and reels get a little bit more visibility. Okay. What else? Okay, I've got links in the PDF that you'll be getting to all of these, to a lot of these articles. You can dig up some more. So where do you find this? And so this is on the phone. Some people may already see it. I already saw it. So so this is a local artist that I found on his page. So you can click on pages, and to access that menu, you got to go down into the menu thing in the bottom right. So you can actually see so you can, if you want to see just your groups, you can see just your groups. If you want to see just your pages, then that makes it easier, because before it was a problem with Facebook not giving enough reach to business pages. A lot of people were complaining about that. And finally, I think this is fixing that problem. Okay, so So here are some tips to help you become, so the key now is becoming discoverable. So that's a new catchword here, discoverable. So you want to, if somebody's interested in somebody else's post of what you have to offer, the algorithm's going to know this. Okay. So you want to come up, when people are looking for, the beauty tips, skincare tips, whatever it is that you're selling. So if they've liked posts of, in your industry, your field or category, then you're going to come up. But these are some tips to help you do that. Okay. So make sure your about section or your profile is 100% complete and you have keyword centric description. Okay, so on Facebook, you can add your products, you can add your services in there. So you want to make sure that you've got them in there all with and I said keyword centric, that's understanding that using a keyword tool. And I've got links on how you can do that in the PDF to find out what exact the phrases that people are actually searching for. Okay, your cover graphic should reflect what you have to offer in a glance. Okay. You want a clear logo. So this is your avatar, your icon, whatever you want to call it. That that the text is not too small, okay, and that it's not cut off, because that also happens too. And another thing, every post should have text. Okay, I've seen people posting everything, from videos to pictures, and with no text. Maybe a hashtag or two. And it's like, that's not going to help you here. It's because their internal search engines count on that text. Okay. And the title that you put on the post. And, even if you're uploading a picture, okay, the title of the file that you've uploaded, the video too. Okay. So again, just upload the videos. Now, stories, you don't have the caption area. And then stories disappear every 24 hours. So you have to constantly be putting those out there, making sure you've got that up there. But the stories get more visibility because they're at the top of everyone's feed. They're always at the top. Okay. Okay, use relevant hashtags consistently. You can use up to 30 hashtags on Facebook and Instagram. So you want to have a couple of hashtags that are yours, that are branded. So you're branding all of your posts. So if somebody clicks on that hashtag, all your posts come up, but then you want the generic ones in there so that people, would, that are more category or topic based ones. And you can do research on this to see which ones are the best ones that have the most popular ones out there. Encourage followers to comment by asking questions. Okay, always add a link on Facebook. On Facebook, links work. They do not work on Instagram. Okay, and then you can also set up a shop on Facebook. So I have a link to how to do that in the PDF. Okay. And okay, LinkedIn. So whoops, did I go too far? Okay. LinkedIn is the largest professional network, over 700 million members in over 200 countries. LinkedIn is great for building trust and credibility as an expert in your field. LinkedIn users are sophisticated consumers. LinkedIn has two aspects: the white pages, which are individual people listings, and the yellow pages, which are the company listings. And then your personal profile, or the white pages listing, should have a professional looking headshot and have all the sections complete. You want 100% completed profile. Companies have company profiles, which are like the yellow pages. And a business should not have a personal account, which is needed to create a business profile. Then LinkedIn has this featured section on your personal profile, and you can link to a video, a blog post, upload a PDF, upload a graphic, upload a slideshow, and this provides extra exposure and SEO. Okay, then here's the LinkedIn business pages or the company profile pages. So, and you are publicly connected to your business as an employee. So LinkedIn business pages have new added features. If you sell products, you can have sub pages and showcase pages for your products and categories, and people can also leave reviews. Now, I'm going to be doing two LinkedIn classes in September. LinkedIn Personal on September 8th and LinkedIn Business Pages on September 15th. The links to those will be in the email I sent you, and they're also in my newsletter. Okay, Twitter. So news doesn't break, it tweets. So if you want to know what people are talking about right now, you go to Twitter. Okay, and if you don't like Twitter, there again, you can go to Getter or Parler, which is they kind of work the same way. But they're never-ending news tickers. Okay, so tweets come up in Google search based on keywords. So if you want exposure in SEO, you need to tweet daily. And you can easily do 10 to 20 tweets a day because it moves so fast. And with a free tool like TweetDeck, you can schedule them out throughout the day and post eye-catching pictures and short videos directly on Twitter for extra exposure. Don't auto share from Facebook or Instagram, as only the link appears, not the graphic. And I've got a link to a blog post on TweetDeck. It's a free to use. It's by Twitter for Twitter, and I love it. I've been using it for years. Yeah, and it's a great tool for managing Twitter and scheduling stuff out. Okay, so this is a promo tweet that I've pinned on the top of a client's Twitter profile. And you can do that. So if you have a special sale, if you have anything, a special event coming up, you can and you can stick it to the top. It sticks to the top of your profile page. And this works also on Facebook and LinkedIn business pages. So if you're going to be at an event or something, or if you've got a special sale, you can stick it to the top, but don't forget to take it down after the sale ends or after the event. I've been known to leave it up there a little bit after, like, oops, let me take that down. But note the hashtags. Okay, so, and I'll talk about hashtags in a little bit. So in this case, we were doing Whole Life 180 was the hashtag that I used to promote my chiropractor's weight loss program. And then healthy aging was another thing that he wanted to promote because that's the target market he decided he wanted to reach. So the idea being is to use them consistently. I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, Twitter is also good for what's trending and how to get extra exposure by taking advantage of trends and popular things that are going on. So there's obviously the holidays always start trending, and holiday hashtag holiday shopping, hashtag whatever, just keeps coming up. Plus there's observance days and awareness days like October, I think between October and November, it's Hispanic Heritage. And then November is also Native American Heritage. And then, and you've got all these, observance days, that come up, plus like Labor Day and, all the regular holidays. Then you've got these hashtags that trend basically every day. Okay. Monday motivation, Tuesday thoughts, Wednesday wisdom, and so on. And so these usually trend in the mornings on Twitter. Who starts these? I don't know. I figure somebody in Australia needs to start these because by the time, the people are waking up every morning, these are going, like thousands of people are using them. Okay. But you can spin your marketing message around that. Okay. And also, trending things also change by the days of the week and what else is going on. Like sports usually will trend in the evening if there's a game, or in the weekends. You also see, sometimes you also see a lot of soccer trending on Twitter because Europe is way ahead of us. So soccer will be trending in the mornings when there's a game or a tournament or something. And then also breaking news. Okay, so sometimes it's bad stuff that's going on. You want to always check to see why something is trending, okay, before you start using it. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you're not going to be offensive to somebody or insensitive to a tragedy that's going on. All right. So hashtags. The hashtag is a sign, the pound sign in front of a word or a phrase that makes it clickable and searchable and discoverable. Okay, so if you click on a hashtag, all posts with that hashtag come up. They only use letters and numbers. And so, like, for instance, this promo post was for the Whole Life 180 program. Okay, I've got it in the graphic and also in the post itself. And then there was this other post that I shared somebody else's content that was relevant. Okay. But I also stuck in, this was about antioxidants. So I hashtagged antioxidants. That was the topic. But I also put the Whole Life 180 tag in there. Now, if somebody clicked on that Whole Life 180 tag, then all the promotional posts would also come up. So that's the idea. You're categorizing your posts. Also, and this is hashtag Phoenix because he's in Phoenix, it's local. So you want to make sure you can plan your hashtags and what you're going to use. Okay. The Pinterest difference. Okay. A lot of e-commerce people forget about Pinterest, or they never heard about it, or they don't say, cupcakes and babies. What? That's what I thought in the beginning. But Pinterest turned out to be a very interesting concept. It's actually more like like YouTube than Facebook or Twitter. It's not really that much of a social media place, though they've tried, but it's not. It really doesn't work that way. So it's a very sophisticated search engine. So about 400 million people visit Pinterest monthly. So Pinterest users are very much in the mode of planning how they're going to spend their money. People use Pinterest to plan as well as to find specific things they want or need. So it is considered a search engine, rather than a social media site. So it's perfect for the gift giver to plan their shopping. Remember, it's still dominated by women, but again, there's still men that are there for DIY stuff and remodeling and stuff like that. Make sure you set up a business account rather than a personal one. Keep business and personal separate. Verify your website so Pinterest will track any pins from your site. So showcase your best pins, pin everything from your shop, enhance descriptions with keywords and hashtags. So you get 500 characters in the descriptions or captions for pins and boards. Okay, use it. And it helps with SEO as the link to the originating website goes with the pin. Okay, when somebody clicks twice on a pin, it goes back to the originating website. Okay, so showcase your best gifts. So, and when you use the word gifts anywhere in the description, you're going to come up in their search engine. Okay, so like gifts for men, gifts for kids, gifts for women, etc. Create a board on Pinterest for each category. So you can have, it's okay to have products on both boards. The Savvy Collector was the one that I showed you the heading of. So the unique gifts under $75, that's one of her boards. So obviously that's going to be a mixture of everything else. And she also has gifts for men and gifts for women. All right. So, and so some of the items in this board are in other boards. So that's okay, because here you're talking categories. All right. So, and then so the two on the left, okay, gift ideas for the woman has everything, or 50 unique gift ideas for men under 50. These are blog articles, obviously, which will go to the website. Okay. And then the other one, the unique gifts one, these are all pinned items from her store, from her online gallery. All right, so this is how Pinterest works. I think it's fantastic place to save stuff. All right, Instagram. Get a sip of water here. Instagram is owned by Meta, which is Facebook's new overall company name, but it's like 95% mobile. You can share pictures and videos. When you're setting up your account, make sure to add your website. The only place on Instagram you can put your web link without paying is in stories besides your bio. Okay, so And again, I have my Instagram video that I did last week has more details on this information. Okay. On captions, you have 2,200 characters. Okay. 30 hashtags max, just like Facebook. So you can have an Instagram shop. So you can have a shop on Instagram, you can have a shop on Facebook. They're two different shops. When you connect your Facebook business page to your Instagram account, making it a business account, you'll get insights and analytics. 60% of Instagram users, or 600 million of their total 1 billion users every month, already use the platform to find and purchase products. They are testing a native payment system. Okay, and I have a link to that in there in an article about that. And they are one of the first ones to incorporate an on-platform payment system. Okay. Reels obviously are short 3 to 15-second videos in your feed or in stores. Stories disappear in 24 hours, but you can add the link. So that's what makes stories on Instagram important. Now, I don't know if eventually Facebook's going to be able to have the links work over there. Right now, it does not. So it gets shared on Facebook, but the links don't work. That's why I usually do is I create the story and I create it as a video, where I have animations in there and it saves it like a 5-second video. I make that one into a reel. So that also is saved onto my camera roll on my phone, where then I can go and upload it into Facebook with a link in the in the caption in the post that you're doing on Facebook. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit of extra work, but it works. Okay. Tag people using the @username for more exposure. Okay. And then Instagram now has what's called direct message shopping, which is similar to WhatsApp payments. And I've got an article so I'm going to get into that detail here. I have an article in the PDF, so you can check that out. All right. Snapchat and TikTok. So if you want to reach the younger generation under 25, you need to be on Snapchat, and it's not dead yet. Okay. Short video mobile app. Okay. You reach Gen Z, which is under 25. Now, TikTok is run by China, and they use it to spy on us. Both the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and the FCC, which is the Federal Commerce Commission, Communications Commission, confused. Both recommend not using TikTok. It's a danger to children. They've recommended both Apple and Google app stores to remove it. They have not yet. So I say do not use TikTok. Now, Snapchat reaches 1 million subscribers. Snapchatters 16 to 24, 70% of them do not use Twitter every day. 63% do not use Facebook every day. And 42% do not TikTok every day, which is a good thing. Okay. So no more TikTok, no TikTok, right? All right, then Google My Business, or what used to be Google My Business is now Google Business Profile. All right, so here, if you have a brick and mortar location, you are a location to Google. You're in Google Maps, okay? And the location will come up in Google Maps, both on desktop and mobile searches. And you need a Google account. Create one for your business don't use your personal email. Create a business email address, and your business will need to be verified local. Google will send you a postcard with a PIN number, and to that number on your account profile once you get it. Once you're verified, you're set. If you're e-commerce and work from home without a brick and mortar location, you can still have a Google business page, but select hide your address. Focus on getting reviews. Also, your address must match exactly on everything online. That's your website, on Facebook, on Yelp, everywhere. Should be the same address. If there's a difference in abbreviations or punctuation, or we found an error with the zip code on somebody's, it will hurt you. So it's part of the whole artificial intelligence thing, the whole AI thing. So Google Business Profile, you can have your logo up there. You can create a cover graphic for it. And then you can also do posts on Google. So you can add posts to Google, to your Google Business Profile. Add a call to action button. So you can add a blog article, you can add a special offer. You can, if you're having an event, you can have the event in there too, but put that call to action in there. So that's really important. Keep in mind that that the Google Business Profile is not a social network. So post business related content here only. Again, offers, pictures, videos, customers testimonial, blog articles, business related only. This is not a social media channel. Also, here's where you can build a free, simple, basic website or a landing page. You're limited as to what you can do with it, but also in posts, again, specials, showcase products, and don't forget the keyword-centric description. They're very important. Okay, then Google has what's called Google Merchant. Okay, and I have a link to this so you can get more information on that in the PDF. So you can have free product listings. It does integrate with Shopify, WooCommerce, and GoDaddy's e-commerce service. You can get up to, I mean, people have gotten up to 35,000 in free a lift in free clicks by setting up yourself on Google Merchant. A 3.8 increase in website traffic. Okay, so so it's free, it's there, use it. Then we have Walmart Marketplace. Okay, now this started in September of 2020. So it's just like Amazon, but it's Walmart. And so it's a direct competition with Amazon Prime. So I think it's called Walmart Plus. I think it is. And so your products will be on Walmart.com. You need to apply as a seller at marketplace.walmart.com. Now, I don't know if this has changed. I haven't been in there lately, but when it first started, they only accepted reputable sellers with a strong history of meeting customer expectations. I don't know if this has changed at all, but you can check it out. Okay. Branding. Okay. Branding should be consistent throughout your social media, your web and your website. And your social media profile pages should look like an extension of your website. You only have a few seconds to catch people's attention. They need to see and recognize what you have to offer at first glance. Make sure your logo icon looks good and text is not cut off. If there is text in your logo, make sure it's not too small. Okay. Change your social media cover graphics to reflect the holidays. Okay, each cover graphic is a different size. Now, I would do this in like late October. And so keep your eye on the competition to say when they've switched over to a holiday mood. Create great enticing graphics for ads and promotions. You need to stand out above all the other posts. Now, always the color red and the color yellow and orange always stand out. So you want to keep those colors in mind. They're more eye-catching. Okay. And use sharp quality graphics and videos, and this is not a time to be cheap or lazy. For instance, videos and animated GIFs are more eye-catching than static still photographs. I like using canva.com. It's a free graphics tool, CANV as in Victor, A.com. They have all the templates you need. And so I like using for social media graphic, the 1080 by 1080 size. It's a square. So you don't have to create graphics for every single, you can, if you want to create graphics, taller ones for Instagram or Pinterest, but usually using the square graphic usually works on all the networks. Don't use the same images over and over again. You don't want to be boring. There are plenty of free use graphics out there. I like Pixabay personally, but there's others. And the free use means that the photographer has given people permission to use it publicly. You don't have to give credit to it. Okay? You can't just grab a graphic off of Google Images and be okay. No. You can get sued for copyright infringement. I've had that happen to several clients back in the day. Diversify. So diversify the people in your pictures. You want to make sure you've got everyone that's a gift giver covered. So don't use the same type of people in all your pictures. For instance, if you're trying to reach the male gift giver, show a picture of a guy giving a lady a gift or a dad giving a teenage daughter a gift. Yes. And then videos, and more videos. So videos are very much the most popular thing and the best thing you could do right now. So videos and any animations are more eye-catching than still photographs and graphics. So have fun. First, tell stories. That always works. Explain your benefits in the first 15 seconds for longer videos. Okay, you want to get people's attention right away and grab their attention and keep their attention. Okay, use eye-catching colors. Again, always yellow and red are usually the most eye-catching colors in there. Go for nostalgia and comfort. Customer testimonials. Okay, you can never go wrong with happy camper customer testimonials. Encourage user-generated content. So that's a happy customer doing a video of them using or wearing your product or opening the box when they get it. Okay, they're all excited, they got their box and they're taking the video and opening the box. So upload these videos everywhere. Okay, YouTube, Rumble, Pinterest, Instagram, Reels, Stories, videos. And then again, Facebook is now doing Reels, and Twitter and LinkedIn, so you can put them everywhere. And in addition, embed them in your blog, or put them, in your shopping, in your store, in your e-commerce store, in your shop. So if somebody has a video review of one of your products, fantastic. Just, put them and upload them everywhere. Cover all the holidays. Okay. Not just Christmas, there's Hanukkah and Kwanzaa also. And I don't know, there was another one that somebody brought up the other, and I forgot what it was. And you also have New Year. So you may want to change the cover graphics to celebrate the new year. Okay. Now, this is important. So each of the networks has its own internal search engine. That rivals Google. And it's important that you fill out your about sections, your bios, product descriptions, etc., completely with keyword-centric descriptions of what you have to offer. Avoid flowery language, especially on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, where you have only 160 characters for a bio. So Facebook gives you a lot of space, as does LinkedIn. Take advantage of it. You want to be found when people are searching for what you have to offer. And again, we go back to the gift giver. That person may be looking for gift ideas. It's up to you to provide them and make sure they come up in search. 28% of internet users search for products in social media. All right, then we got voice search. Okay. In the US, adult ownership of smart speakers and smart homes has reached 55%, over 55% in 2020. So it's only increased since then. Amazon's 75% market share is still dominant with its Alexa interface. Voice search now comprises 20% of Google searches. 1 in every 2 searches will also use visuals or images, like Pinterest Lens. In 2020, there's also the Google one. Google has it too. So somebody, somebody has a picture of something they took at a friend's house, for instance. Yeah, I believe you can use like if you go to Google, was it Google Photos? I forgot which one it was. I think it's in Google Photos, and you take that picture, you drag that picture in there, and it will actually give you places where you can purchase that. All right, so that's why it helps to upload your pictures into your Google Business page, and Google Business has a page to put photographs in there too. Okay, so that's another thing. All right, so we mentioned paid ads in the beginning and some of the options there. Okay, now sometimes you might just have to spend some money to increase your reach, especially if you're in a highly competitive field. So you might want to budget in some ad spending dollars. And what's nice about digital advertising is just with a little investment, you can target a lot of people, and you can reach a lot of people, and you can get really, really specific with your targeting audience by age, by location, by interests. Okay, but you want to also look at your competition, see what you are doing. Pinterest. Okay, what was the Pinterest ad tip here? I just added this today. Pinterest ad tip was. Okay. I made a note for myself to do it, and I forgot what the note was. Okay, so remember I showed you Savvy Collector, which is the art gallery. She was doing paid ads on Pinterest, and they were actually doing really well. But she was advertising just one piece that she had to offer. Once that piece was sold, she had a problem. She didn't have any more of them because they were unique pieces, and the ad would still be running, but it would show that it was sold out. Now that wasn't really good. So the key is to advertise the category and lead people to a department rather than one piece. So if you have a category, then they have more than one choice to look at. So then she advertised unique gifts for men, and it went to that boutique within the online store. Okay, so sometimes networks have geotagging, and your research may reveal that people in certain geographic areas may be more interested in your products than others. Okay, another caveat is that people most of the time ignore ads. Seriously, when doing a Google search, you go to the organic or non-paid content, right? For me personally, I've clicked on and purchased from Instagram. I've also clicked on ads on YouTube and Pinterest. That's why you need to test. Okay, so test to see what, like $100, which works for you. Okay, since Facebook owns Instagram, you can advertise on both at the same time. Okay. So test like in early October, spend like $25 in 4 different places with a message like, get a jump start on your holiday gift giving shopping, and see which ones give you the best results. And then you can invest more on advertising in, 1 or 2 networks. Again, you pick the amount of money that is spent in a budget. So if you only have $500 for the whole season, then you can spread it out a little bit, but it won't go more than that. Okay, so as people click to your website, then you'll see they deduct the cost per click out of your budget money. Now I have another video that's coming up, and this one's on the 29th of September. What if it doesn't work? What if you spend money and people aren't clicking through? Or what if you're getting the reach, but they're not clicking on it, or if they're clicking through and they're not buying? That's the other one. They click through to your website, but they don't buy anything. Why? Why didn't they? So that's where we do a little investigating and see where the problem is, because it could all be fixed. Okay. If you do opt to do paid ads, you need to optimize your website, okay? Now for e-commerce folks who are not on your own website, but on Shopify, Etsy, or some other e-commerce platform, they probably have a place to add your Facebook pixel to your page. And they will also be optimized for mobile and so forth. Your website must be mobile first. Pinterest also gives you a way to connect your site to track clicks and pin stuff from your site. So people could also pin from your site, saving it to gifts for men or gifts forever or gift ideas or whatever their boards are, right? And so that gives you more backlinks. Right? And you want to write keyword-centric product titles and descriptions, which help with search. Back up any paid ads with organic or non-paid posts. And then post only high definition quality graphics, post any product ratings. I would say even if you're selling something that's also available on Amazon, take a shot of the 5-star videos or copy the the things from Amazon over to your page. It won't hurt. It's the same item. Don't forget price and availability. Okay, that's really important. We talked about that. All right, now big thing, timing your campaign. So right now, what you want to start doing is optimize everything. Okay, create your graphics and your content. That's why you're thinking about this now. Okay. Because you don't want to start thinking about this at the end of October, because it's going to be right on top of you. And this stuff kind of takes time. All right. The closer you get to a key holiday, the higher the ad costs are likely to be. Now that's on top of the rising ad costs already. All right. So just something else to keep in mind. Make sure all of your content is also ready for prime time, including your website, that everything works well, that the checkout process also works well, that you're connected with your payment gateway. That all comes to customer experience. Okay, put people first. Consider the complete buying journey. Put yourself in their shoes. Now, there's a lot of competition up there. I can't say that enough. Businesses that offer the best customer experience for the price will win. Okay, so you want to make sure your website, your social media, your branding, ease of use, navigation, information, transparency, the shopping cart and checkout, that it's quick and uncomplicated and secure. Then fulfillment, processing, shipping, the last mile, okay, the final delivery or pickup. All right. Furthermore, if your whole customer experience works, they will be back. Okay. And then returns, of course. What's your return policy? You have to have that there. Okay. So remember the SMART goals set in the beginning. So then you've got so your strategy is how are you going to meet these goals? So it's your strategic marketing plan. And then the tactics are what you use to implement the strategy, which is basically your to-do list. It's what you're going to do, when, where, and how. And you can use a calendar like this. You can use, the to-do list on your phone or your mobile device, or a spreadsheet, or a tool like Sendable, which is, I like it. It's a fantastic tool for scheduling, and it's great on reporting too. Whatever works for you. Okay, how often should you post organically? It really depends. Again, this is just a rule of thumb with these. It depends on how many followers you have, and what responses you're getting in there. You don't want to look spammy. Don't overdo it. That's why share other people's content. Also throw in some non-promotional educational content. Also vary it. I like this tool called Sendable. I liked it so much I became an affiliate for it. So the links in the PDF are to my affiliate page on that. But you can schedule your post to spread out during the day. And they also have excellent analytics, and they also tell you what's the best time to post in each of the networks. Okay. And the whole idea is posting at the right time to get the most reach. Okay. So each network offers analytics and insights, so you can see who your followers are, which posts got the most engagement, likes, shares, clicks, or comments. And these are all tied to their respective advertising programs, but they are available for free. However, on Facebook, you need at least 100 likes to see them on your page. And on Twitter and Instagram, you also need 100 followers before they start analyzing you. So that's why it's important to grow your following and make sure that you're reaching your target market. Make sure your analytics are set up on your websites. Google Analytics, it's free, before you start. And you want to check your analytics regularly during the holiday campaigns and adjust your marketing plan accordingly. Again, using a tool like Sendable for scheduling also provides excellent analytics. So what to do now? So obviously, define your target market's persona. Who are the gift givers? Research your target market and the competition. Set those SMART goals. Develop strategic and tactical plans. Make sure your website and social are all optimized for SEO and branded consistently. Share content organically, daily, engage and build a following, drive visitors to your site. Grow an email list with the right call to action and do some marketing automation, okay? And make sure that your analytics are set up. Now, I have a new service that I offer. And did you know that WordPress is the most popular website content management system, that CMS? Okay, they have over 64% of the CMS market, content management system market. So it's very user-friendly, and I can teach you not only how to manage your WordPress website, as well as blog effectively on the platform, but also I can guide you to build your own WordPress website, customized with everything. It's a new service specifically for small business owners who find the cost of hiring a professional designer or developer a little out of reach. And this will benefit you if you're on Wix, Weebly, GoDaddy Site Builder, or any of these site builders and are not getting the traffic to your website. Then a self-hosted WordPress website is your answer. If you're on one of the free websites like the Google website, okay, and you've outgrown it, okay, so this is for you. And if your website was built before July of 2019, that means it's outdated, or you have an old WordPress site and you haven't kept up with the Google Core Web Vitals updates. I will get into more detail about that next week in the SEO webinar. You want to be found when potential clients are searching for what you have to offer. So I have a link to my website where this is explained, or you can schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation, and I can help you with all this if you're not sure what to do. We can do a coaching class, visit my website. I have a lot of articles. So now we're going to open up for questions. Sorry, we're running a little late, but because we got started a little bit later. I apologize to Gwen. But now we're open for questions. I also have resource articles here for you. This will be in the PDF, which I'll be sending out later this afternoon. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Oops, let me stop.
Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe to her channel. Then, click on over to the AZ Social Media Wiz website to download the free Define Your Target Market Workbook, or schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation and review of your marketing efforts.